Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to see about Git and Git command so that we can get started with the version control system. So if you are new here, please consider subscribing so you won't miss any future content. Now let's start the video. Yes, so Git is a version control system which used to track all the changes which will happen in a set of computer files. Suppose we are creating a project and in there we are making changes. Okay, so these changes we want to compare whatever we have did earlier for the version 1 and version 2 or something like that. Okay, so all these changes, Git will going to track it, and with this tracking system we will know what are the changes we have done earlier and we are doing right now. Okay, so basically we can compare the changes and we can have all the things at one place where we can say it as GitHub. Okay, so in GitHub we can going to put all the changes whatever we did. So basically we are going to have our project there. Okay, and using the Git, okay, Git and Git commands, we are going to manage our project. Okay, and basically Git is used to like what exactly we can do with the Git is we can have or we can make collaborative work. Okay, suppose a project is there and 10 members are working on that. Okay, so every member need to have the code repository or the code, and they have to work on it. Okay, but if you see without Git it will be a very difficult task to do because we have to do local changes and we have to send it some from the email or somewhere. But having the Git and GitHub, we can make developers life very easy. Okay, so we can have our code at one place and we can make our changes and we can have our version created so that if another person is changing anything, they can track that. We can track that changes and we can work with that changes. Okay, so basically it give us the Git give us speed, data integrity, and support for collaborative works. Okay, so let's see how we can install the Git in our system and then we can see how we can work with this. Yes, to install Git, just type Git in the search bar and click enter. And you can see this particular link we are going to have. Okay, git-scm.com. Okay, so once you click on the first link, which will open up this window. Okay, where you can see the documentation about us and downloads and other things you can see there. But you see, if you want to download it, you can see this desktop here. And inside that we have a button called download for Windows. Okay, if you are on Linux, you can go to the download option and you can check, but here also you can see Mac build and the other things are there. Okay, you can get it from here. But if you click on download for Windows, it will download a Git exe for you. Okay, so then you can what do we say, install it in your system. It's a very easy stuff. You have to just do next step and you have to install it. Okay, so once it is installed, what you can do is either you can open your command prompt or the terminal and write this. Okay, git, I'll just zoom in git space hyphen hyphen version. Okay, once you do, it should show you the version of the Git which you downloaded currently. Okay, if you are able to see the version here, then the Git is successfully installed. Okay, now what exactly we are going to do is I'll show you few commands. Okay, I have created one file where you can see most of the commands which you guys might need, that is in the one place. Okay, all the commands I have written at one place, and this document I am sharing with you guys. Okay, so you can get this document from the GitHub. I'll share the link as well in the description, so from there you can get it. Okay, so we are going to see each command and we are going to practically do with our simple HTML file. Okay, let's say that we will have one HTML file in our project and we are going to work with that. Okay, and we have to use multiple users as well. Okay, I am the one who will having the multiple users and I'll show you how exactly it will happen. Okay, so let's go to GitHub and we have to create a repository. Okay, so let me go here. This is our iCube GitHub where you can see playground, iTravel, and Wikipedia page. This is what we have created earlier, and in the playground only you will get the this documentation. Okay, this particular documentation you can get it. So now what I'll do is I'll create a repository and I'll say testing. Okay, for testing purpose we have created, so I'm just saying testing, delete public, and I'll say create repository. Okay, so once the repository is created, we'll go to our one of the folder. Let me go to folder here. Okay, so this is our playground, and here I'll create one folder. Open new folder. Okay, I'll say testing only. Okay, the folder name testing only I'm keeping it, and inside that I'll going to create one HTML file where we'll have some content in it. Okay, so let me open this in VS Code, and we can create a HTML file. Okay, now you see here I'll create a HTML file. I'll say index.html. Okay, and let's have a simple content in it. Here I'll say h1 tag testing git commands. Okay, and we can see the preview as well, but we are not looking for the preview, we just need the file here. Okay, so once it is done, we can close it, or if you want to make it open, you can open. I'll just make it open for now, and let's go back. Let me close this one. Now you see, I have created one folder, and I have created one file here. Okay, now what I want to do, the first thing is I want this particular folder to be linked with our GitHub repository. Okay, for this, what we can do is, you see here we have these commands right here. Okay, we can use these all commands to link the folder, this particular folder, with this repository. Okay, so this is the first thing we have to do, because this testing is a folder which is our project folder. Okay, I want to link my folder. Okay, so now what we can do is we can go to our terminal. We can open terminal here, or we can go to VS Code, and from there we can open the terminal. Okay, anywhere it is fine, but we have to make sure that we should be inside the folder, not outside the folder. Okay, so let me create a terminal here, and let's do it. Okay, so let's go to the documentation or the command file which I have created. So here you see, first what we have to do is we have to initialize the git. Okay, initializing the git, it means we have to initialize the git for this folder. Okay, so that we have to do, the command for to do is git init. Okay, so let's run the command. Okay, here git init. Okay, and enter. Now you see, initialize empty git repository, and this is the location for it. Okay, and let's see here, nothing is changed. Okay, it will not going to change anything. Then what we have to do is we have to add the changes to git. It means making the changes. We are storing the changes. Okay, if simply you can say we are storing the changes. Okay, so what is the change we have here? Okay, we have the changes. We have created this file. Okay, so let's do that. I'll say git add. You can do git add dot. As you can see in the command, we have hyphen a. Okay, either you can do git add dot. Okay, it means all the files. Hyphen a, it means also all the files. But if you want to only have the particular file added, okay, that time you can write the file name. Okay, index.html. This is up to you. If you have so many files which you want to add it, that time you can use dot. Okay, but if you have single file, then you can write the name of the file. Okay, so I'm just writing index.html. Okay, anything is fine. Okay, so enter. Okay, once it is done, it is done. Nothing will change here. Then what we have to do is, according to the here. Okay, so we have initialized the git, we have added the file to our git, we have to commit the changes. Now commit is nothing but what exactly you are doing, you have to define it. Because suppose you have created index.html, someone else creates someone else file. Okay, so they will say what exactly they have created. Okay, with this with respect to this, we can track it properly. Okay, your commits. So now you see, I'll say git commit hyphen m, I'll say initial commit. Okay, because I'm initializing the git right now, so I'll say initial commit. Okay, and then click enter. Okay, so once you do it, we can see here the message coming up: one file change, 16 insertion, created mod this file. Okay, so it has committed for index.html, it is showing right here. Okay, so once it is done, what we have to do is, this is the one time steps. Okay, right now what I am going to show you, the above ones are fine, but this is the one time step which you have to link to your repository. Once you link, there are only 3 or 4 commands which you have to use. Okay, nothing else. Okay, so that I am going to show you, but before that, let's link that. Okay, if I refresh also, nothing will happen here because we haven't linked it yet. Okay, we have to complete the process. This is the complete process, we have to do it right now. So once we commit it, what we have to do is we have to run this command. So what this command will do is git branch hyphen capital M and main. Okay, it will going to change or rename the branch name. Okay, why we are doing is because currently whenever we open the branch, right, whenever we try to link the branch, it will be the master branch. Okay, but we need to change it to main branch because this we need the main branch only, that's why we are renaming it. Okay, so what we can do here is we can run this particular command inside our terminal. Okay, git branch hyphen m main, and these all commands are available inside this. Okay, you can just go through once and you will be seeing all the commands. See, git renaming here we have. Okay, so I am just writing new underscore branch underscore name. You can write whatever you are wishing. So yeah, so let's run this command and we can rename. But before renaming it, I'll show you where we can see the branch name. Okay, I'm saying the branch, right? What is the branch? First of all, branch is nothing but a singular repository, and there are multiple branches will be there which will be connected to one single repository. Okay, basically it's like a tree. Okay, so tree will be there and it has roots and all, right? So that kind of things we can consider here. The roots are the branches and singular, it will come from the one place, which is the main branch. Okay, so here if I do git branch command, okay, git branch, if I run it, it will show us what is the current branch we are in. Okay, if suppose there are multiple branches, it will list down here, but right now you see here it is showing in a green color and have a star mark here. It means we are in currently master branch. Okay, and we want to rename the branch name. Okay, so in order to do that, let's do it git branch hyphen capital M, and I want to do it with main. Okay, so click enter and it is changed. Okay, let's recheck it. Git branch we have to do and we can see the branch. Now you see it was earlier master, we have updated to main, we have renamed the branch. Okay, so let's see the what is the other process. Now we have to do remote add origin. What exactly we are doing is remotely connecting with our folder. Okay, this command we have to run once. Okay, so let's copy, and this is the git link which we have. We can find it here as well. You see this is a https link. Okay, so this we have to connect it. Let's run this command and the git will be connected. Okay, enter and it is connected. If suppose you the folder is already connected with some other repository, that time it will show us the error that it is already connected with some other repository. Okay, but right now it's not showing and we are good to go right now. Okay, and the last thing is we have to push. Okay, we have to push it to the main branch. Okay, we have to push our changes. Push is nothing but whatever changes we have, we want to push it to the GitHub. That's the for that we have to use git push command. Okay, so let's use git push hyphen u origin. Origin is nothing but branch. Okay, and main, and let's click enter. Once we click enter, it will ask for login. Okay, if you are not logged in already with the GitHub in your terminal, it will give you this particular window. Okay, so that time what you can do is either you can go with the sign in with a code. You can generate a code in the GitHub settings. From there you can generate the code, or you can get the token. Token also you can have it, that also you can give and sign in. Or if you want to sign in with your browser, what you have to do is make sure your browser is open in the behind, and open this window and click here sign in with browser. Okay, and it will sign in. But if suppose now you see this is authentication is succeed, means it is connected, and now you see here after we completed this command, it has added these messages here. It means it successfully push our changes to GitHub. If we go back to the GitHub repository and refresh it, we should be able to see our index.html file here. Okay, now you see we are able to see index.html file added to our browser. So this completely we have done with the terminal only, from the terminal and the using the commands only. Okay, if I open also, we should be able to see the index.html content here. Now you see testing the commands, we can see the file here. Okay, so this is how we can use the git. Okay, this is how we can initialize the git. Okay, basically initializing the git. There are other commands which we are going to through after this, but this is the initialization process, how we can connect our project to GitHub. Now your project is totally connected with the GitHub. Okay, so now we can if we change something, suppose I am writing one more paragraph, same paragraph. Okay, now let's see what exactly will happen here. Okay, so here you see it is showing 1. This is the source control, but again I'll go to show you where in the command prompt, okay, in the terminal. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to do git status to know what is the change we did. Okay, so if we do git status, it will show you this red color file. Okay, it means there is one change in your file which you have to commit to the commit and push to the GitHub. Okay, so here if we run the git status command, we can see if we have updated something or not. If I go back and remove this, and if I run git status again here, you see it is not coming right now because I have removed the change. Okay, it means whatever code here we have, it should match to the code here, then only it will not going to say anything. But if it is not matching, it means you have updated something, it will say that. Okay, so using the git status, we can see the status of our current GitHub repository in local. Okay, it's not in the GitHub page, it is in the local. If you have updated something in the local, it will check with the whatever earlier it was. Okay, that it will going to check. So again, the one more thing which I was telling is right now you see authentication is succeed, it login succeed with that. If suppose you are not getting that pop-up, that time what you have to do? Okay, there are two commands which you can run. If you go scroll to the bottom, you will see here get config user.name, and you have to provide the name. Okay, name, if we say here, if you go to GitHub and click on this profile, and you see this is the name. Okay, this is the username. This name you have to run in your this command you have to run in terminal, and after you run that command, you have to run your git config email, and in the double quotes you have to provide the email of the GitHub repository and enter it. And using these two commands also you can log in. Okay, but the way which I told you just now with the pop-up, that's a very good way. Okay, it is like very simple, you don't need to do anything. Okay, so yeah, this is about that. And yeah, this is how we can initialize the git. Let's see how we can do few other things which are related to git. Okay, few other commands we are going to see now. Yes, so let's see the other commands which we have to use if we make any change in our file. Okay, basically what exactly we want is, right now I have created a project, I have pushed to GitHub using the initialization method, and we are able to see there. Okay, and I deployed and something happened. Okay, I have done something. Now I want to make changes in my application. Okay, I want to add a paragraph with this. Okay, and suppose multiple paragraphs, say, let's say. Okay, so I added these many paragraphs, and I want this code to be replaced or push in the GitHub here. Okay, right now if I open here, we can't see that code added. Okay, because we have to run few commands to add it there. Okay, so this is the latest code. Okay, I want to push my latest code in the GitHub. So let's see how we can do that. So you can open the terminal from here in the VS Code, or you can open the terminal, or you can open command prompt as well. It's up to you. Okay. So once you open it, just write git status. Okay, in order to verify if we have any changes or not. Okay, it will show you this particular thing in the red. Okay, this is the index.html modified. It's saying we have modified index.html. Okay, I can zoom in. Yes, I can zoom in. Okay. So now you see, once you run git status, we can find the status of our current files. Okay. Now what we have to do is we have to run git add command. Okay. Either you do dot, it will be take all the files, hyphen a also take the all the files, and index.html will have the that file only. It will take that, it will add that file only. Okay. So right now let's take hyphen a for now, all the files I am seeing. Then if I do git status, you see right now it is showing in the green color. You see it is coming in the green color. I hope it is visible to you guys in the green color as well. But once you add it, right, it will show us in the green color that you have added the change. Okay, whatever change you have did, you have added that change. Okay, now you have to commit it, change to committed. Okay, it is there. So you have to commit the change right now. Okay, what you have to do right now is, I'll just clear the console. I'll do git commit hyphen m, small m. Okay, small m, and then double quotes and writing the message. I'll say I have added few paragraphs. Okay, I'll say, and enter. Okay, the commit is added and it is saying one file changed. Okay, and if I do git status now, we should not able to see the change right now. See, we are not able to see the change right now. Okay, So means we have committed the change, it is ready to push. Basically, if you are not seeing after you git status, if you do git status, you are not seeing anything, it means you are ready to push the changes. Okay, now what we can do is we can write simple command git push, that's it. These three commands you have to remember. When you change anything, you have to do this thing. But the only problem is when you are working with so many people, you have to make sure that you are having the latest code. Okay, how you can make sure? Once you commit it, don't run git push. Okay, run git pull. What git pull will do is git pull will get the latest code in your latest your system. Okay, right now if I run it, nothing will happen because no one is working on that. We're going to see that as well, but make sure you have to run git add command, git commit command, then git pull, after that git push. Okay, don't push first. Okay, pull and then push. Okay, then once we completed the pull, we have to push it. Okay, because if we pull it now, if any files are there, it will come here. Okay, that we can see it, but right now it's fine. Okay, let's do git push and we are good to go. We don't need to do git hyphen u origin main because we are already in the main branch. Okay, how we can verify? We can do git branch and we can verify that we are in the main branch only. Okay, so clear, and I'll just do push. Okay, click. We have logged in, so we don't need to log in again, and we can see this has happened. It means it has successfully pushed the changes. Okay, if we come back and if we refresh it, you will see on the screen that here it's saying that Ilyas Taj, I have added few paragraph. Okay, for my name it's saying that I have added few like the commit is coming. Okay, and for the file name, on top of file name, you can see here in the center the commit name is coming. Okay, if I open the file, we should be able to see our paragraphs here. You see paragraph, we are getting it here. Okay, so this is how we can do it. We can change our project and we can change push the changes to the GitHub. Okay. Yes. So now let's see how we can get the code. Okay. So as a user too. So right now we want to work with the few people. Okay. So suppose user one, user two, user three, something like that there, and they want to clone your repository. Cloning means they want to get your code and they will work on that code. Okay. So how we can do that? Okay. Basically, first what you have to do is, suppose your friends are there. You have to go to settings, and from the collaboration section you can add them in your git repository. You can give the access to them. Okay, so once they get the access, what they can do is they can clone the repository. Let's see how we can do. Okay, in my system only I'm going to do it. I'll create a folder saying something testing clone. Okay, and inside that I'll going to clone the repository for our user too. Let's have this example that in the testing clone, the user 2 will access, and this testing folder is there, right? This is the user 1 who will going to make the changes. Okay, because we have to see two users working on the same project. Okay, so now what is the command which we can use is git clone space, and here we have to provide the git link. Okay, basically if the user is click on code, they can find the git link here. Okay, https link, and copy that. Okay, once we copy, we can go back to terminal and paste it this thing here. Okay, and once we paste, we have to click enter, and you can see cloning into testing. Okay, so it is successfully clone the project here. Okay, so if I go back and see, we are in testing clone folder right now. I cloned this repository from the GitHub. Okay, if I open it, and if I open in the VS code, we should be able to see the same code here. Okay, yes, now you see this is the code and this is the paragraphs and all everything. Okay, so this is the cloning. Okay, if I just do this, where is the other one? Yeah, this is the one. Okay, these are two different folders. Okay, if I open the terminal, you can see that here. So this is in the git testing, but this is in the git testing clone testing. Okay, so this is a cloned folder. Okay, now what we have to do here is we have to make few changes in our application or in this file, so that one user will push the changes and other user can get the changes as well. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. Okay, so right now you see this is the user 2 on the right side, user 2 left side, user 1. Okay, so user 2 is going to create one more file as app.html. Okay, and inside that he added something, some content he will going to add it. Okay, suppose h1 tag app testing. Okay, and this is changed. And now you see, if I go to the terminal, just a second. Yeah, this is a terminal. For that, I'll just do git status. Okay, yeah, now you see here it is showing untracked file. Okay, right now here it is not showing modified. Okay, earlier it was showing modified. If I suppose for the user one, if I change something here, okay, this is why this is not working. It is working now. Okay, so if I do this and open the terminal and git status, if I do here, this is the user one. Okay, it is having modified index.html. Okay, but this is the new file which user created. That's why it's not showing anything here. Okay, so this is how it will be. And you see in the folder structure, user created app.html, but user one is having index only, index.html only, because user 2 didn't push the code to GitHub. Okay, user 2 need to add or push the code to GitHub. So let's do that. With the commands, we know that git space add space dot and enter, it will add the file. We can check with the git status. We can see how it's coming into the green and it is saying new file in the here as well. Okay, and now we can commit it. Added app file for testing. Okay, so I'm just committing it, and after this I can push the code. Okay, I'm just pull. First we have to do pull. Okay, so let's pull it. So already up to date it, so we don't need to do anything. Now we can do git push. Okay, and enter. So it is pushing the code. Okay, it pushed the code. If we go back to the repository, if I refresh it, we should be able to see two files coming up. See, index.html, app.html. Okay, so it means user 2 successfully push the code. Okay, now you see the other thing which we have to do is we want to try to push the changes which user 1 did without pulling the code. Let's see what will happen. Okay, so if I do git add dot git commit, I'll going to do, because I want to commit it. I'll say updated something in the index file. Okay, and then git push I'll going to do. So let's see what exactly it will going to say. So now you see I didn't pull the code. Okay, because like user 2 have changed something. User 2 added the app.html. As user 1 don't have the latest code, it is giving this kind of error. So it means user 1 need to pull the latest code, because if we see the folder structure, we have only index.html. Means user 1 is not having the latest code. Now in this case we have to do git pull. Let's do it. Git pull, enter. Now you see app.html added to our project. Okay, now we can see it here. Okay, now as it is added, now we can able to push the code changes. Okay, now let's do git push. So we should be able to see, yeah, it pushed the code. And if I go back and if I refresh, we should be able to see the commit as well. You see commit on the index, updated something in the index file. Okay, so that is happen. And in the user 2 also can git pull. Okay, user 2 also pull the code. Okay, now so using the git pull command. Okay, let's enter. It should, user 2 is also getting the code. Okay, you see the changes in the index file, index.html file. So this is how multiple users can work with that. Okay, now let's see how we can get the conflicts. Okay, conflict is something if user 1 and user 2 worked on the same file. Okay, and they push the code. Okay, first user 2 push the code, but user 1 don't have the latest code. That time they will get the merge conflicts. Okay, that we are going to see now. Okay, so let's see how it will happen. Okay, so if I open both of them, see app.html is there, and here I'll just add one paragraph, that app testing para. Okay, that's it. I am adding this. This is the one only in the user 1, and user 2. What user 2 will do is user 2 added a paragraph. Okay, suppose, see, this is the paragraph user 2 added. Now you see this is the same file for both of them, app.html, app.html. And on the line number 13, you see user 1 is saying it should be app testing para, and user 2 is saying it should be lorem. Okay, but they are not into one place, they are somewhere else. Now what they will do is they will push the code to GitHub. This is a conflict, because on the line number 13 they are saying the different thing, so it will make a conflict. So we have to see how we can resolve it. Okay, let's see. So first let's push the code from the user to git add dot git commit. I'll say added para in app file, okay, and I'll just push the code, okay, git push, and that's it, okay. So the git code is pushed, and if we go back to the GitHub and app.html, we should be able to see the paragraph added here. You see, paragraph is added, okay. Now user 2 will try to push the user 1 will try to push the code, because he also changed something, right? That person also changed something, but this person don't know what user 2 have changed in the same file, okay. Now let's see, git add space dot, okay, git commit, and the commit also we can write anything, okay. It is not on the commit, it's on the change on the line number, same line number, okay, and same file, okay. So I'll say added testing para in app file, okay, push enter. And now if I try to pull, because we have to pull the code first, okay. So user one is know that that person need to pull the code first before pushing the code, okay. So this person pull the code. Now you see what is happened. Here you see it is saying auto merged, okay, and it is showing here some errors, okay. If I close this file, if I open the file here, you see, if I zoom in completely, it is saying M here, okay. The M means there is a merge conflict, we have to resolve it. Let's see how exactly the merge conflict will look like, okay. So I'll just make the screen big so that we can see. Right now you see, it is the merge conflict, it's saying current change, okay. Current change is what I did just now as a user one changed to app testing para, but you see the other thing, green is the accepted or the incoming change, okay. Current change, incoming change, those two things are there. You can see here as well, current change, and here in the bottom you can see incoming change, okay. So these two changes are coming. Now what to do? This is the problem, and you can't push the code right now because you have a merge conflict to resolve. In this situation, what generally we do is we'll connect to the developer who did this, okay, and we'll try to resolve it, okay. What need to be taken and what need to be removed, okay. So once we connect with the person, what we will do is we'll just simply remove whatever is not necessary. Above line number 13 head, you can see that we can remove this equals to, we can remove, because we want the whole changes, okay. That's why we have to just remove the unnecessary code, and we can keep it like this right now, okay. Now what user one said is, user one connected with user two said, ha, okay, on the 14 line you can put my paragraph, you can have your paragraph on the line number 30. They have resolved their merge, okay, and they decided we need to go with two paragraphs, okay, and they did this change, okay. And sometime what will happen is user 2 will do the same thing and user 1 will say do the same thing. That time what we can do is we can take any one of them code, okay, and we can put it there. So this is the thing, very important. And once it is done, you can see in the bottom, resolve in merge editor, okay. You can do this as well. You can go to there and you can see what is the change. Like this is also the same. What is incoming on the left side, current is the right side, and both on the bottom side, okay. This we can see, and we can, if we want, or we can do like, see here, complete merge, okay. We can click and we can click on complete with close, okay, and done. So yeah, you can see right now this file is in stage, okay. We have to commit it again, okay. So I'll just do this. Let's go to the terminal. I'll say git status now, and you see right now it's saying modified, okay. So we have to do again git commit, because we have we have made change, right? That's why it came into the what do we say, in the commit right now again. So here what I'll say here is, I'll say resolved the merge, okay. We have, because we have to give the proper clarity where we have resolved it, something like that. Right now I'm just saying resolve the merge, okay, and click enter. And once we did, we have to just push it, okay. Right now we don't need to pull it, but if you want like suppose it happened like 1-2 hours, after 2 hours it the merge is resolved, then in that case you can pull it. Right now it's just 2 minutes or something, right? We can just push the code, okay. Once we push the code, all the changes will be pushed to the GitHub, okay. So if we go back and if we go to the app.html, we should be able to see two paragraphs are coming up, okay. User one paragraph, user two paragraph, okay. So this is how multiple users can also work with this, okay. Yes. So let's see how we can create branches and why exactly we need to create the branches also we have to see. Okay, so let's assume a scenario where you have assigned a task to create a header, okay, and you have completed half the task, okay. So that time you can't left the code in your local system because something happened in your system and the code is gone. It is not in the GitHub, and you can't directly push into the main because main is in the production. Okay, if you have done half change and you push the main, the half thing only will be visible to the client. We don't want to do that. Okay, we want to complete the thing, but we want to put it in the git, and after completion only we want to push it to the main branch. Okay, this is the process. Simple. The process is simple. Okay, you want to have your own branch where you do the changes, where you save your changes. Once all the changes done, you will merge your branch with the main branch so that your code should go to the main branch, and then the changes will be visible to your client. Okay, this is the process. That's the reason we'll create the separate branches and we'll maintain our own code there. Okay, it's but again, our own code means we should not delete other one's code. Okay, that's a very wrong thing. You do your change, you don't mess up with others code. Okay, it will be there only. So let's see how we can create the branch and how we can do our things there, and then how we can merge with the main branch as well, because we want our code to be visible for the client as well once the task is completed. Okay, so that we have to do. So first thing what I will do here is, this is the terminal. I'll just pull the code so that I have the latest code. Okay, and whenever you are creating a branch, you have to make sure that you should be creating branch from the main only. Okay, main only you have to create a branch. Okay, nowhere else. Suppose you are in your own branch and you want to create one more branch, you should not create one more branch from your branch. Okay, you need to be in your branch. How we can see, like git branch, you can see right now it's showing star. It means you are inside the main branch. Once you are inside the main branch, then only you have to create the your branch. Okay, so here what I will do is, then like let's see how we can create the branch. Okay, so you can write git branch. Okay, and you can write your branch name. I'll say test1. Test1 is my branch name. Okay, so let's click enter. And how to verify if the branch is created or not, you have to run just git branch again to see the branches. Okay, now you see in the list we can see test1 is also added. In here we have main branch and here we have the test1 branch. Okay, so it means our branch is created here. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to go into the branch. Okay, we have to go to our test1 branch. Right now you see it is currently in the main branch. How to go into the other branch? Okay, you have to use git checkout and the branch name. Okay, so branch name is test1. So checkout is the command which will help us to move between uh, different branches. Okay, so if I run it and say you can see the message as a switch to branch test1. Okay, and now if I do git branch again, we should be able to see star on the test1. Okay, not on the main. Right now I am not in the main branch, I am in the test1 branch. Okay, so this is the process of creating and going into the branch. Okay, and the reason I said you need to be in your main branch because see you have did some changes. Okay, but not, you don't have the latest things. Okay, so in that case what you have to do is you have to go to the main branch, then only you have to create the new branch. Okay, so that's how the process will be. So now you see test1 is the branch is completed, sorry, created, and now we have to do some changes in the any of the file. Okay, so let's suppose app.js only I'll go and I'll add one more paragraph. Okay, so that it makes some change in our GitHub. Okay, and we can see as well, if we do git status, we can see it will say modified app.html. Okay, that's correct, we have modified something. Okay, but it is not completed. Okay, it is not completed, so that we want to push our code into the our branch only, which is test1 branch. Okay, if I run it, test1 branch is our branch right now. So what I have to do is I need to do same commands. Okay, add and git commit you have to do. You can see I have started my task and completed 50%. Okay, this is the commit I'm saying. Okay, so once the commit is completed, we can't directly push it. Okay, so this thing you have to remember it. Okay, once you create a new branch, it will be in your local system only, it is not in the GitHub. If I go back to git, if I refresh the page, and here in the you see this tab, here you can see the branches. Right now you see there is one branch only which is main branch, right now, if I do view all branches as well, we can see only one branch here. Okay, your test1 branch didn't came up. Okay, your test1 branch is not in the GitHub. Okay, what we have to do, so whenever you create your local branch, you have to push the branch with the changes. Okay, that time you have to run this command. Okay, git push hyphen hyphen set hyphen upstream we have to do. Okay, upstream is the command. Okay, then origin, and then the test1, this is the one. Okay, and these all commands you can find in the this documentation which I have created. Okay, somewhere in the bottom, if I just scroll up, where is that? Here you see, push the latest branch to git. Okay, this is how we can do, this is the command. Okay, so same command I have written here. I just need to click enter and it will be pushed. Okay, now let's see, I have clicked enter, and now you see it has pushed the branch to the GitHub with the changes as well, whatever changes I did. Okay, now if suppose I did some change, Acha, we'll come to that point, but let's go back to the GitHub and let's refresh it. Okay, so we should be able to see branch as test1 here. Okay, so you see default branch is main, which is already there. My branch is test1. Okay, this is the active branch, it will say, but this is the one branch, it is come up within the test1. Okay, if I go back to the code as well, this is the main code. Okay, and I will click on main, I can able to go inside the test1 as well, and I can see the changes. Okay, now you see it shifted to test1 and I can see the changes, and you see here I have started my task and completed 50%. This is the commit which we just did. Okay, this is the one. Okay, if I go back to the main, the commit will not be there on the app because it doesn't have that commit. Test1 is having the commit. Okay, so now let's go back and let's make some change in the app again. I'll just copy paste the paragraph which will make our task 100%. We are just thinking, right? That's why, just suppose. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll just do git status. Okay, the modified file is there, I'll just add the file, I'll just commit now, I'll say the task is completed. Okay, I'll say that, and after that you don't need to do again git push upstream and all. Okay, you just need to do git push, that's it. Okay, nothing else, and you have to make sure that you are in your current branch only. Okay, test1, and then git push, enter, and it's pushed. Okay, yes, now you see we have pushed our changes which are completed. Okay, so if I refresh as well, we should be if we go to the test1, we should be able to see the comment that is saying the task is completed. You see, task is completed, it's saying. Okay, so our task is completed now. Now what we have to do now is we have to merge our branch with the main branch so that our changes should visible in the main branch. Okay, so that we have to do. But before that, what we have to make sure that we are having the all the latest code which is there in the main in our test1 branch. Okay, so if I do branch, so whatever commits, like suppose there are multiple people are working on the this project and they have done something, they have already sent some code into the main branch. That code we have to make sure we are track with that. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to pull the code, pull the latest code from the main branch. Okay, you can't do git pull. Git pull, it will do only pull from the current branch you are in. Okay, now we have to pull the code from main branch. So what you have to do is you have to do git pull space origin main. Okay, it will going to pull the code from the main branch to your branch. Okay, let's click enter, and yeah, so it is saying already uploaded. If something is there, you will get the code and you have to push the code again. Okay, that's the only part will remain here. Yes, so the last part remain is we have to merge our branch with the main branch. Okay, so we have to do that. So we can do with you by using the pull request. Okay, pull request we generally call it as PR. Okay, PR we can call. So you can see here it is saying a pop-up like test1 had recent pushes 4 minutes ago or something. Okay, and here we can click on compare and pull request, and that also we can do, but we'll do it from the pull request section. Okay, we can click there, and then we have to click on new pull request. Okay, and once we click, I'll just zoom in up here. Okay, so here you see we have base and compare. Base should be main only, where we want to push our changes. Okay, compared is the one which we want to select our branch. Okay, which we want to push it from. Okay, so test is the one which we want to push in the main branch. Okay, and if I just zoom out little bit, we can see the changes are here. Okay, So in the bottom, we can compare the changes. Okay, if we remove something as well, it will show in the red. But right now, as we added, it's showing in the green. Okay, so from here we can check if any conflicts are coming. We have to resolve it here only. The conflicts might have come. Okay, in some conditions, as we saw, like if we work on the same file, it will create the conflicts. Okay, if two users are working on the same file, it definitely will going to create the conflict. But right now we have taken only single example, that's why it's not showing any conflicts here. Okay, but we have to make sure we should not have any conflict. If we have anything, we have to resolve it first. Okay, so once it is done, we can click on create pull request. Okay, and we can add the title of this, like I'll say header task is completed. Okay, and some description whatever you want to add it, and once it is done, you can click on create pull request. Okay, so now you see it has created a pull request and now it's waiting for the merge request. Okay, right now I am only doing, that's why I can see like merge pull request. But suppose if your friend was doing something and he created the pull request, that time what will happen is he will not going to have the option to merge pull request. Okay, you will have the option because your repository, this is your repository. So you can click on merge pull request and you can say confirm merge. Okay, so once you do that, okay, you can see this is completed, merged, it's saying. Okay, now if we go back to the code and in the main, we should be able to see, you see, we are in main and saying task is completed. And if I open app.html, we should be able to see our code here. You see two paragraphs I have added, it is added from the test one. Okay, now if we go back to our code here, and if I do git status, or let's say git branch, I can say right now I'm in test one branch. Let's go to the main branch and let's pull the code. Okay, let's check out to the main and I'll do git branch again to verify if I am in the main branch right now. Yes, now what I'll do here in the main branch is I'll pull the code. Okay, I pull the code. The code is came here. I can open the app.js and I can see the code here. And once it is done, now I'm ready to create one more branch. Okay, so we have to make sure that we are in the main branch and the story goes on. Okay, you can create the new branches and you can do that. So this is how we can create the branch. We can work with the branch and we can merge our branch using a PR or the pull request with the main file or the main branch. Okay. Yes. So the last part of the video, which is how we can revert back the changes. Okay, reverting back means suppose you have committed it. Okay, but you don't want to commit. You have by mistakenly committed and you have to return the changes. Okay, how you can do, or if you have added the changes. Okay, suppose you did git add. Okay, for all the files, but you have realized that for the other like index.html you should not do. So how you can revert that change? Okay, so that we are going to see now. So I'll just do one change here. Okay, in each file. Okay, so I've just added the space, that's it. Okay, that also Git will going to track it. Okay, and we can check with the Git status. Okay, I can add and you can see modified files I have two. Okay, I'll just open this here. Yeah, so we have two. Okay, right now what I'll do is git add space dot, I'll run. Okay, so I have added git status. Now you see two are added. Okay, now what I want to do is index.js I have done by mistakenly. How I need to revert back? Okay, I don't want to add it in the inside it. I don't want to commit the index.html. How I have to do? So we can use git reset command to reset it. Okay, I can write git reset and space the file name. Okay, and here we have to write only file names only. Okay, so once I do this, you can see unstate change after reset. Okay, let me clear this and again I'll do git status, and now you see modified is the app.js, app.html, and index.html is not inside the stage right now, or I can say ready for commit. Index.js is not ready for commit yet. Okay, so this is how we can reset the whatever added changes. Okay, now I'll do add again, so that I just want to show that, that's why I did reset that. Now okay, now suppose I will commit it. Okay, testing I'll say. Okay, and now if I do git status, that is committed right now, there is no change, it's showing it is ready to push. Okay, it is ready to push, but I have done that mistakenly. What I have to do now, how to revert it back? So if we go to the word file which I have created for the commands, we can see these commands were added in the bottom. Okay, I'll just scroll down to that one. I'll show you first. Okay. So here you see the first one, like revoke the recent committed changes. Okay, so this is the command you have to use. Earlier, which we are using is revoke the added changes. Okay, right now we have to do the recent committed changes. For that, we have to use this command. It is a reset head and the tilt symbol. Okay, that we have to use. So let's use that git reset head. We have to write it in the caps, and then we have to do tilt symbol. Okay, this is the one. And if I enter it, the all the changes are unstaged. Okay, if I do git status, let's see what's the status of it. Now you see both are in the normal stage. It is not in the commit. It is not for ready for commit or something. It is came back to us. Okay, so this is how we can revert the things. Okay. Yes. So this is about the Git, GitHub and GitHub commands, how exactly we can manage our project with the version control system. Okay. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing and give it a like. I'll be back with more content in the next video. Thank you.